Just want to say a few words on what for me was one of the most satisfying results of the general election, the Rochdale result. George Galloway is out, been defeated, and I'm genuinely pleased about that because I think Galloway's a toxic character. Um, in my seats under the Central, it tends to be quite predictably Labour. The Labour candidate here won, Lewis Atkinson. Um, we're famously the first seat to declare, or actually one of the first seats. It's actually Sunderland South, and Houghton is the first to declare. But there's always a few other seats in every general election I watch closely, usually due to some specific issue that's been going on there. And this year, Rochdale was certainly one of them. I haven't yet looked at Salisbury. I hope the Reform candidate was defeated there badly. I don't think it was one of the seats that they won. His appalling comments in favour of Putin. Um, Galloway needs no introduction. Galloway is a cheerleader for foreign dictators, from Saddam Hussein to Fidel Castro. He's basically parroted propaganda on Russian state TV, his Sputnik network. Um, yeah, I'm genuinely pleased that he's out. So just read out the results. Paul Waugh, the Labour Party candidate, 13,027. Galloway, who was the Workers' Party, he's a bit like Farage, he likes to make up new parties, 11,587. So it has to be said it wasn't a massive majority for Waugh, but a majority nonetheless. And then Reform UK, Michael Hart, 6,773. The Conservative came fourth. Um, Now, Paul Waugh had the diplomacy to actually credit Galloway in the count in the rating. I've just watched the rating. Galloway couldn't even be bothered to show up. The returning officer had to tell off Galloway's goons for trying to heckle Mr. Waugh, and he actually said, "Can we be allowed to speak? Will you respect democracy?" Well, their candidate doesn't respect democracy. Their candidate is a cheerleader for dictators. Maybe some people watching this will be Galloway supporters. Well, it's the people of Rochdale have made their choice. Now, Mr. Waugh can't be complacent. Obviously, they went to Galloway in the first place. It needs to be understood why that was the case. No doubt there will have been anger at Labour. There will have been some local issues. I think the Gaza thing cannot be ignored. There is understandably a lot of concerns about that. What I would say respectfully to any Muslim who supports someone like George Galloway, consider his support for Saddam Hussein, and then consider what Saddam Hussein done to purge people, Muslims, many of them. Galloway, is this populist who pictures himself as a friend of Muslims, but really he's just a cheerleader for dictators. He's an odious character. I think Neil Kinnock was absolutely right in his assessment, and hopefully he'll disappear from British politics for good this time. Fizzle away. Um, he didn't even have the respect to show up to the count. Um, Paul Waugh, I thought, made a very good victory speech. But anyway, congratulations, Paul Waugh, and I hope Galloway's gone for good. His Workers' Party is a joke. Some of the candidates left when they found out its true colours. It's yeah, I'm just genuinely pleased about that because I think even though one seat wouldn't have necessarily made any big difference nationally, just having someone like Galloway in the Houses of Parliament is you know, as it stands, though, reform is certainly to be watched. They have some very questionable views on Russia and Ukraine. That having been said, I'm genuinely pleased to see the back of Galloway. Well done, Paul Waugh. But he shouldn't be complacent. He needs to understand what was the anger that went to Galloway in the first place. Galloway obviously exploited that. Um, so Mr. Waugh needs to, take that seriously. The seat, of course, it was triggered in a by-election by the death of the popular Tony Lloyd, the respect to Tony Lloyd, but there will be issues there. I think a large part of it is Gaza, which is, it's heartbreaking to see what's happening there. I don't blame people for being angry about Gaza, but I would say, yeah, it's all retrospective now. But Galloway's out. For me, that is the most satisfying individual result of the night. Liz Truss also lost her seat in, I think it was Southwest Norfolk, and yeah, she was late to the count and she got booed. She didn't even wear a rosette. Very rare for a former prime minister to lose her seat. Really summarises Liz Truss's political legacy, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm genuinely happy about that so far. Just few words about it.